make a massive trade like the Cowboys just made, you don't need free agent signings. Cowboys swoop in, get Stephon Gilmore as the Colts go through a little bit of a reboot there. Big time addition for the Dallas Cowboys and their defensive back.
We just got some breaking news. I mean, the NFC East is going absolutely insane. Earlier today, the Las Vegas Raiders traded Darren Waller to the New York Giants for Kadarius Toney, pretty much the number 100 pick in the 2023 NFL draft, which we have made a video on that. If you guys haven't seen it, check it out or check it out in the end screen. But now my Dallas Cowboys are clapping back. So before we get to the content, this channel has hit 20 million views for its first time ever. I wanted to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, and to thank you guys, we're running multiple giveaways. One is going to be on my Twitter account. If Aaron Rodgers stays with the Green Bay Packers, I'm giving away multiple followers $120. But on top of that, we're going to start giving away $300 each and every week to a subscriber that turns on our notifications on this channel. We're going to announce the winner on my community tab. You know that tab where I usually post memes? Yeah, there. Now that we got all that out of the way, I have a genuine disdain for the sunglasses industry because they'll sell you a pair of sunglasses, which are like the most fragile thing on earth, for hundreds of dollars. And if you break it, then that's tough luck. It's like the biggest scam of all time. Until I found one particular brand that I am so proud to work with, and that's Shady Rays. Just give me a sec. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers high-quality eyewear for a fraction of the price that you'd expect to pay. Shady Rays sunglasses feature durable frames and clear optics for all of life's outdoor activities. They protect your eyes from the sun, and they have premium polarized lenses that are built to last. But here's the best part. Shady Rays backs every pair with their industry-leading lost and broken replacements program. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they'll send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. So if you're not satisfied with your Shady Rays, you can exchange them for a brand new pair or even return them for free within 30 days. And with every order, the Shady Rays Impact Program works with nonprofits worldwide to make an impact on the lives of children and young adults, like building playsets for pediatric cancer patients and creating adventures for young adults with cancer and MS. You and Shady Rays are making an impact together. And look at how much they're hooking up Mike Mafia, man. Right now, when you use my link in the description down below or go to shadyrays.com/microphone and use promo code microphone, when you buy one pair of Shady Rays, they'll give you a second pair for free. That's shadyrays.com/microphone and using my promo code microphone to get a free pair of Shady Rays when you purchase one. And thank you, Shady Rays, for the sponsor. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Man, I was really hard on my Dallas Cowboys, I have to admit. Primarily because we have made a series of very strange decisions recently, like signing Michael Gallup last offseason to the contract extension that we did, and then him looking like a shell of his former self. Not necessarily the greatest look. We did decide to restructure the deal of Dak Prescott instead of extending him, which gives you the idea that maybe Dak Prescott has to prove himself once again. I did come to Dak Prescott's defense saying that he didn't necessarily have so many weapons last year outside of CeeDee Lamb and Tony Pollard. But so far this offseason, I gotta admit, I really like the deals that the Cowboys have been making. Earlier on, they were able to retain Donovan Wilson, a breakout safety, well, plays more like a linebacker, but a safety, on a 3-year, $24 million contract. Remarkable signing, fantastic to bring him back into Dan Quinn's defense. The fact that we're able to retain Dan Quinn in of itself is remarkable. It looks like the Cowboys are on the right path. But there's been one question about the Cowboys this offseason. They have needs at wide receiver. They have needs at cornerback. How are they going to solve these needs? So how do the Cowboys go about fixing their roster? How do they get better? They're fairly capped by the salary cap. Well, there are a myriad of ways to address the roster. We already know that the Cowboys were very much in on Odell Beckham Jr. in the middle of last season. They didn't attend his camp, by the way. DeAndre Hopkins has been flirting with the Dallas Cowboys as well, but they're also in the market for corner help. So what do they do about that? Do they address it in the NFL draft? Do they pursue Jalen Ramsey? They were very much linked to Jalen Ramsey 2 weeks ago before he got traded to the Miami Dolphins. No, it seems like the Cowboys have a significantly different way of addressing this position. And it's, to be honest, one that I very much approve of. Because according to Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport, the Dallas Cowboys have officially agreed to trade a 5th round pick to the Indianapolis Colts in exchange for Stephon Gilmore. So the Colts are trading 5-time Pro Bowl cornerback Stephon Gilmore to the Dallas Cowboys, and I already know what the immediate reaction to this trade is going to be.
Mike, he's so old. Why would you be excited about this?
I think, with all due respect, that is one of the most casual takes you could take. And bear in mind, this is a guy that has literally made a video on an NFC East rival making a great trade earlier today. I'm very fair whenever it comes to these types of decisions. A 5th round pick for a player that started all 16 games for the Indianapolis Colts, has 2 interceptions and 11 pass breakups, including one that quite literally made KJ Hamler slam his helmet on the turf and started a gigantic frenzy with the Denver Broncos. I don't want to say he's the primary source of that, but he was good enough to break that up. The fact that the Cowboys were able to get him, and for all you know, he's probably going to be the cornerback number 2. I don't know. Is it going to be Trevon Diggs as the primary corner or Stephon Gilmore? I'm not necessarily sure. Getting all of that for a 5th round pick is a remarkable deal. And it's not only a remarkable deal for the Dallas Cowboys. A lot of people were joking with me saying,
when are you going to make a video saying that the Cowboys robbed the Indianapolis Colts?
I don't think the Cowboys robbed the Indianapolis Colts. I don't think the Colts robbed the Dallas Cowboys either. If you go back to the last time Stephon Gilmore was traded from the New England Patriots, take a look at the trade compensation for that. The Carolina Panthers gave up a 6th round pick to trade for Stephon Gilmore. Stephon Gilmore agreed to a contract with the Indianapolis Colts following that, and now he's being traded to the Dallas Cowboys. The fact that they were able to get a 5th round pick instead of like a 6th or a 7th round pick indicates that they were not robbed. I know it's a 5th round pick and that doesn't really get anyone excited, but in the game of valuing your draft picks and valuing your assets and giving up the proper amount of assets for players, Colts did a pretty good job. And I know people aren't going to acknowledge that, but I am. For me, I'm not expecting Stephon Gilmore as a Cowboy fan. I know you guys are going to go onto my Instagram and see me commenting on a bunch of pages saying, this year is our year. It's supposed to be a joke, by the way. I know you guys can't tell, but it's supposed to be a joke. I'm not expecting Stephon Gilmore to join the Dallas Cowboys and automatically be a 2019 Defensive Player of the Year. But when you consider what he was able to do last year, after having a meniscus repair and fixing his knee for good after years of pain, which resulted in a pretty good season with the Indianapolis Colts, which started a second act to his career, I think Stephon Gilmore has a lot of football left to play. I think he has plenty left in the tank, and I think when you consider that this wasn't necessarily a move where Stephen Jones just woke up one day and said,
Yeah, I'm going to trade for Stephon Gilmore. He's pretty good.
I'm pretty sure there was some sort of consultation with Dan Quinn, maybe with Micah Parsons, maybe with Trevon Diggs. Trevon Diggs seems to be over the moon, by the way. If you take a look at his Twitter account, he seems very excited to play with Stephon Gilmore. Tweeting, and I quote, smirk emoji, 2 exclamation points. I personally think this is a remarkable move. I think the Cowboys are doing a fantastic job building this team. I think Stephon Gilmore, even though he might not be a 2019 MVP candidate, is without a doubt a good player to have on your defense, especially when you have Micah Parsons up front, Marcus Lawrence up front, Dorrance Armstrong up front. I'm not necessarily sure who they're going to have at linebacker because that's a bit of a question mark, but they were able to retain Donovan Wilson. They still have Trevon Diggs. They still have Dan Quinn. I'm not necessarily sure if this team is Super Bowl bound. I know I jokingly say it all over my Twitter and all over my Instagram, but at the very minimum, I think this was a good decision. I think it was a great decision for both sides. Colts might be entering a rebuild. They just released Matt Ryan as well. The Cowboys needed to address the cornerback position, and they do so without overpaying for it. Personally, you might think I'm delusional or something. I would much rather have Stephon Gilmore at the price that we gave up for him than Jalen Ramsey at the price that the Miami Dolphins gave up for him and the contract that comes with him. So that's just my take on the matter. It's okay if you disagree. I do think the Cowboys are still in on a lot of other free agents to improve their defense. I think this actually has the potential to be one of the best defensive Dallas Cowboys teams of all time if they're able to execute. Now, this part's a little speculative. They're very much linked to Bobby Wagner. Bobby Wagner is one of the top 5 best free agents you could get this offseason. I'm not necessarily sure where he wants to go. He's leaving the Los Angeles Rams after an all-pro season. Maybe he reunites with Dan Quinn and this time joins the Dallas Cowboys and the Dallas Cowboys don't bring back Leighton Vander Esch or something like that. I think that would make this very exciting to watch, but I also also acknowledge the fact that defense wasn't necessarily the Dallas Cowboys' problem last year. If you really think about it, it wasn't defense, it was offense. So we're gonna keep an eye on it, man. They still have a lot of moves that they need to make, a lot of holes that need to be filled, but for the most part, I think Stephon Gilmore, without a doubt, fixes a glaring need for the Dallas Cowboys. Now, for the Cowboys, I give this move an A+. I know you guys might think I'm a little biased, and that's okay. I want you to grade the trade down below. For the Colts, I give this a B-. I mean, obviously, whenever you have to trade away a player like Stephon Gilmore, it's not fun, but considering where they are currently, obviously they're going through a rebuild. Obviously, their future seems a little uncertain. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.